Thank you, KLP and Publish What You Pay Norway, for the chance to address this distinguished group regarding the opportunity to globalize extractive industries payment transparency. I regret that I cannot join you in person in Oslo today. I'm Bennett Freeman, Senior Vice President of Sustainability Research and Policy at Calvert Investments, a diversified financial services company in the United States with about $15 billion in assets under management. Calvert manages one of the largest families of sustainable and responsible funds in the U.S., some of which include holdings in several of the world's largest oil and mining companies. Calvert has been a leading supporter of extractive industries payment transparency for several years. Most recently, we have been the leading investor advocate for Section 1504 of the Dodd-Frank Act and the legislation that preceded it. Calvert shared the satisfaction of many in the United States and around the world when Section 1504 was signed into law last July as part of the Dodd-Frank Act. We also understand that the full potential of this vital reform will not be realized until similarly comprehensive laws are passed in other countries with a significant role in capital and resource access for the oil, gas, and mining industries, indeed countries such as Norway. Section 1504 was never intended to be a U.S. solution to a global problem. Instead, it was intended to inspire coordinated solutions for a global problem. We therefore call on European investors to step forward and to support laws and regulations in your jurisdictions that will build on the momentum started by Dodd-Frank. Doing so will have the benefit of aiding the dual objectives of addressing the undisclosed material risks posed by the resource curse and encouraging sustainable development in countries that are resource rich yet poor at the same time. Calvert supports extractive industries payment transparency for a fundamental reason. Investors do not have access to the sufficiently detailed, reliable, and comparable data regarding host government payments to account for the distinct material, social, political, and regulatory risks faced by extractive industry companies. The increasing technical risks of modern natural resource development are coupled with growing material, political, regulatory, and reputational risks. Whether it is the threat of production disruptions in the Niger River Delta, the risk of nationalization in Venezuela, a tenuous license to operate in Guatemala, or the instability of autocrats in countries such as Libya and Equatorial Guinea, project-specific political risks are becoming more acute as companies push further into the frontiers of petroleum and mineral exploration. An investor's ability to assess fully the breadth and severity of political risks to extractive industries companies depends on a full understanding of the financial relationship between a company and the governments where it operates. Without reliable, consistent information regarding taxes, royalties, signature bonuses, and similar benefit streams, investors may struggle to foresee and account for the often unpredictable changes in host government policies and international operating conditions. According to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, about 1,100 companies make annual filings that would require disclosures under Section 1504. While this number represents a very significant portion of the world's oil, gas, and mining companies, without companion regulations in jurisdictions such as Norway and the European Union, these efforts will fall short of their universal intent. The resulting gap could leave certain companies uncovered, but more importantly, it would reveal a lack of commitment to transparency and good governance, inconsistent with the risks we face and the values we share. In the comments that Calvert has submitted to the SEC regarding Section 1504, we have made it clear that the benefits associated with extractive industries' payment transparency far outweigh any burdens or costs involved in these disclosures. These benefits would be enhanced greatly if the disclosures required by this reform were made on a consistent, comparable, and certifiable basis by all companies in the oil, gas, and mining industry. Thank you again for the chance to share Calvert's views on these important issues. My colleagues and I look forward to working with you to help this important reform provide all the benefits it can to investors, companies, and civil society around the world. Thank you so much for the chance to address you today.